It's okay, we're back. We are officially back, or say I am officially back from the photo and video show that happened at the NEC in Birmingham. And I'll tell you, I lost my voice.
I'm walking through the photo show, and there's nobody here. Well, there is, but it's all done up. I've got no voice, and I'm teaching still.
I did 4 days of just utter madness, amazing, exhilarating experiences. I met loads of you guys. I had a blast. But I want to talk about like what it's like to actually be there and why I love it so much, this show, because in the past I've done reviews of shows and they haven't always hit the mark for me. Now I was there because I was speaking for the BIPP, British Institute of Professional Photographers, as an ambassador, and I was also speaking at the Pro Forum stage for the photo and video show itself, which is absolutely an honour because honestly getting on any one of those stages means a lot. And you might remember that I did my first ever big one with them a few years ago. I'll put the link here because you can hear the applause, and it just got me thinking like I need to be out there talking more, and it really launched my career as a speaker. I would say I'd done a few before, but there was something about this one that launched me. Why I love it at Birmingham is so many reasons. Really easy for me to get to, so accessible from what I understand from everyone's talking, and it's a big space, which means you don't feel hugely crowded, and it's just there's just lots of options while you're there. I had an absolute blast. I met so many people. I did quite a few talks and demos on the BIPP stand, which was F60, which is in a great place, honestly. But more importantly for me, as a career, it was a good move. And I know it sounds really silly, like, of course, going to a show is great for you. No, for my career, this was such a good thing. First of all, there's the accolade that you can say, hey, I've spoken at the UK's largest photographic show. But there's also the ones that talk where you can meet people. And I have got some big meetings lined up thanks to me being there. Obviously all my work outside of that has happened, but some big things have happened. Some of them have really taken me by surprise, but yeah, I will say I didn't make many purchases. I thought I was going to pick up a new light. Every time I had a moment to go buy it, I got sidetracked, but I did buy yet another copy of this book by Sean Tucker, mainly because every time I say I'm going to bring it with me to get him to sign it, I forget. So in the end, I got one, and then I had to do a demo when he was signing, so I couldn't even get it. I left a note, and he did a little personalised thing in there for me, which, thank you, Sean. Love you. If you don't already follow Sean Tucker, please, I'll go put his link somewhere. Mainly, I do street photography as a hobby, and it's become a real passion of mine, and it's completely and utterly influenced by him and Anne and Shayla, who I also met, which was, I felt really awkward because I tell the story. I walked past Anne and Shayla, and I looked at him like I'm so embarrassed myself, but yeah, a little bit of fangirly on it for both of them. They're both incredible human beings, and it was a great time. I did also get from the Ricoh stand, although this is a Pentax one, this amazing pencil, which I don't think anyone can ever see. I feel like, there we go, oh, it's that way. Never going to make it as limited as on this, so it's Pentax. It's like a cool pencil. That's probably the only gizzit I got because I didn't want to take too many. Had a great time. I'm going to put some clips of what's going on.
Here we find the lesser spotted Greg out of his habitat of Glasgow.
The reason why I love this show so much, and I think more people need to attend the show. I know people are still umming and ahhing about the whole London one, and I did speak about that. The reason why I love it here is because it's pretty much in the centre of the United Kingdom. I know, give or take a bit, but there were so many people there. There was quite noticeably a few that weren't there. Like, I was surprised not to see Loxley there. But I know that this year has been really financially quite hard on people. And Loxley did just purchase, I believe, sim imaging. So maybe that played a part in it. But the variety of demos was insane. I also want to shout out the Adobe lot, because I did the 10 by 10 where we had to talk in front of the masters of Adobe. The big wigs, and it was difficult, but you guys gave me some gizzits, and I did get a few like pins and stuff, so I appreciate you guys, and you're always really kind when you meet me, and I'm probably sure you just tolerate me at this point in life. But I met so many people, and what was weird is that I go back to my room. I was staying at the Moxie Hotel. I love the Moxie Hotel chain. You might know I stay there a lot. The rooms are amazing. The beds are like marshmallows. Whole vibe. And what was great is that everyone seemed to want to network at the Moxie, which meant you'd leave the NEC and go across the Moxie, and we all hung out there. But what was great was just like being able to just go back to my room, and then I'll be like, okay, we're going to go out for dinner. We go out for dinner locally. And then my phone, because I would have it on Do Not Disturb for most part of the day because I was focusing on other things, would just ping. I look, and there was people like messaging me, emailing me, Instagram messages saying, can we meet you? Can you come to our stand? We want to talk to you. And on one of the days, I had 9 meetings. 9. Who am I? 9 meetings. I managed to get to all of them. They all offered great fruition. You might remember when I went to the photo and video show when the one in London, so last year's one, I ended up making a connection that eventually saw me in Estonia. So it was utterly incredible. I think when we go to these shows, I talk about it a lot. We need to go to shows more. We need to show up at shows. I know financially it's really difficult, but I do think this comes into your marketing and branding and your whole network and what you need to be doing. I think it's incredibly important. And this show is probably the best, one of the bests, because I've never come away and thought, nah. Now the London show I know has its hiccups. Accessibility is a big issue for a lot of people, and the constraints around the venue. But there's something about the fact that this show brings a lot of people together. Not only was I doing demos, and I did some great demos. I'll go on to them in a minute. But it was also the fact that I was being able to do seminars, and I also did one-to-ones on social media and marketing. I didn't know if they were going to be a big hit. I had people who couldn't make it on the days I had available, and on the Tuesday where I was literally had no time, people like, hey Khandie, can I get to you? And so I say, look, bring me a coffee, I'll find a time. And I'm pleased to say that your girl did all 4 days still caffeine free. I mean, I lost my voice on the last day, I was exhausted on the last day, but I made it. So my no caffeine is still going strong. I did two main demos I want to talk about. The two main demos I did was how to create great headshots with cheap kit or cheaper kit. What I loved was the fact that I was able to show that you could just use, I used a £9 softbox, and I'll insert some of the images that I created with this, and it was a Godox V1. And in fact, I remember someone coming back saying, Khandie, I bought the speed light that you use. So it was a Godox V1. And I was like, where'd you get it? We went to Essential Photos and I went and got it. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it was good. And the other demo I did with Naomi was, I'm trying to remember now, my brain, I have slept, thankfully, since then. My one was how to, I think it was something like how to create dramatic portrait on a cheap budget. So I used cheap things to increase the interest in the image. So I used a fabric background. There was one point where I was holding the fabric and it was just me shaking it to get this movement in. Now if it was in my studio, it'd be on a frame and I'd use a fan, but we're in a tiny space there at the photo show, so I did that. I did not realize how many of you would love doing that, and in fact I keep getting messages saying, look, we did it, I can't wait to see all your images. And then I used some Amazon packaging and we had fun with that. And the feedback from my demos is what I love, because people said we could see the settings, you kept the settings the same, and you just played around with things, and that's what we loved. You didn't overcomplicate it. We learned so much. And for someone who hasn't demoed at the show, it did mean a lot being able to demo. I also did lots of seminars, and it was utterly insane. Can I just say, the feedback from my seminars, particularly my talks, has really meant a lot, because, when you go to the photo show, you are up with the greats. You are there. There was Lindsay Adler there, Sean there, all these big names are there. And here's little old me, mostly on the old, stood there and doing my demo. And one of my favorite things is a lady who I've met previously is a photographer, and she's an educator and also a podcast host, similar to myself. She, Tiggs Rice, she wrote that social anxiety does not know this bit out. And I appreciate that, because I am confident, I know what I know, and I say what I say with my whole chest. And it really meant a lot. What would I do differently? I wish I would spend more time walking around the show and taking in the show, maybe getting to more talks. But because I was so dedicated to making sure I worked on the BIP stand and we got people signed up and knowing what we were doing, it was important for me to show my representation there and be there. And what was lovely was the amount of people coming up. And big shout out to some of the people who came, especially the people who I've mentored in the past who came and sat there and watched it. It was utterly brilliant. If you have never thought about going to the photo show, I do recommend you go. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can go, a lot of professionals can qualify for the free ticket. Public transport is really simple to get to there. From what I understand, for me, it's a direct train from Northampton. Most people I spoke to, it was easier to get there by train. Those who couldn't could go park. If you pre-booked your parking, I think you got a discount. So, and some of the stall holders, someone told me, was giving you a discount towards your car parking as well. So yeah, there were lots of things to win. And this is something I wish everyone knew. Bring your camera when you come to the photo and video show. Bring your camera. One, you can test out kit, but two, people can help you with stuff. And there are fantastic models there, okay? We had Creativity Hub. We had Emma Finch with her model. We had the absolute honour of all people doing demos. We had Gavin Hoey with Chloe doing models. They are probably like the crown jewels of demos, if I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, we had MZ model, who I've met loads of times. Downside is I never got to take too many photos because I was working, but I did take a few on my phone because there was the creators playground, which is literally set up for you to take photos. I had a blast. But if you are umming and ahhing about whether to go to photo shows, I know not all are created equally and the same. And at times I've been quite critical of them because I think sometimes you don't get what I believe is worthwhile when you go. There is no space in my mind to think that this is not good. And if you are thinking of applying as a speaker, yes, do it. The team that look after you there, Ruth and the whole gang, are impeccable. I mean, they made sure we were okay. I got so much information. I even got checked up on. Everything was just perfectly great. Any drawbacks, it would be that I didn't get a lot of sleep because I was too busy like buzzing for the next day. And also I like, the hotel was amazing, but I struggle to like sleep sometimes in a hotel. And we did have a little problem with our room. I'm not angry at the Moxie, but they had crufts in the week before, and bless them, I don't know how they got the dog hair out of everything, but fair play to them. But our room had a bit of a smell from the drains. They kept trying to sort it out, and in the end I was like, do you know, we're not here often enough for it to be a problem. So I just wake up in the morning with a bit of a damp whiff. I don't know how else to describe it. You know, it's close. And I met like summer school or school of summer, the content creator there. I just met so many people. I mean, like, even meeting Ethan Parker, if you don't know who Ethan Parker is, he was one of the people shortlisted and winning the Portrait of Britain. I met him, I met all his team. It's such a great networking opportunity. And I think those who don't go really miss out. And it doesn't matter whether you're into real estate, photography, landscape, abstract. There was something for everybody because photography is such an umbrella term for so much more. Content creation was involved. A lot of my friends who do content creation came, like some of them for the first time. I love seeing like the staples there, so Essential Photos, look after Pixar and Godox, the UK Black Female Photography Group, there was She Clicks there, you know, you had Epsom, you had I can never say it, Hula, I've probably said that wrong, correct me in the things. I'm trying to think who else I saw, Scandisc, everything and everyone, including the amazing guy who did the Obscuras cameras, he's just iconic, and weirdly he's from the town where I live, or where I was born, sorry, so it's quite cool. But yes, if you are sitting on the fence whether to go, I recommend going, if only just for the day. Even if you might miss some of the talks that you really want to go, I can guarantee every single day there'll be a talk that you would love to go to. On that note, I'm going to go sleep because I'll be frank, my voice has only just come back, but yay.
Quick, there's a queue already, come on. Gregory, there's a queue already, come on. Then get all the good shit, come on. It's my favourite stand, other than the BIP, obviously. The society, is it the Society of Disabled Photographers? Yes, come on. It's literally the best stand here. Look at the queue.